All right. All right. In this video, we're going over the one-handed swing. The two-handed swing video covers everything you need to know about the swing. So watch that first. I cannot stress that enough. If you haven't watched the deadlift video, go there first, then go to the two-handed swing video. All those details are in there, so I'm going to assume that you have all of that. The principles of the one-handed swing versus the two-handed swing are the exact same. The only thing is we're holding it in one hand. Now your opposite hand, that's what gets to have some fun. Your opposite hand should be mimicking what your working hand is doing, right? And we're trying to stay square with the shoulders the entire time. We don't want to make our one-handed swing look as identical to the two-handed swing as possible. Now, I'll show you a side view angle, but most of this video, we're going to be going from a 45 or dead on so that you can see what that looks like as far as that anti-rotation. The beauty of the one-handed swing is that you get all the benefits of the two-handed swing, albeit with a lighter weight. However, you get more anti-rotation, upper back work, lat work, grip strength, all of those things. And if you want to move into cleans and snatches, you got to have a good one-handed swing. So with that being said, we go setup is the first rep and the last rep. The key is in our setup, right? When we get set up, we're going to go two hands on the bell, but instead of together, we're going to go one hand on top of the other. And then we're going to slide this arm up. And this lets us square our shoulders up. Make sure the mic's still on. Okay, cool. Square our shoulders up, right, when we get started. Then as we hike that bell, this hand, we don't want to swing it way out to the side. We want it swinging directly behind us as in line as we can. There's going to be some rotation. It's damn near impossible not to have it. However, we don't want to over-rotate and reach this arm out to the side and get that rotation because that puts a lot of strain on our back. So we want to be as squared up as we can and then coming down through here, right? Now, as long as we have that, everything is going to be great. The same finish at the top, bracing the abs, all that kind of thing. You might wonder, hey, what's my off arm going to do? You have options. You can reach up and tap the bell to just remind you to be squared at the top, right? You can bring it up, tap your opposite shoulder to remind you, be squared at the top. Or you could just bring that arm up here into that kind of on guard position. Again, not going to remind you so much to be squared at the top, but generally the most natural feeling one. So what this looks like is from the side here, setup is the first rep, sitting back, both hands on the bell. Now, I'm going to slide this arm up. One thing to be aware of is there's a few different ways you can grip the bell. Forgot to go over this. You can go with what we call the A grip or the V grip, right? V grip is thumb down when it's hiking back, right? And then it kind of rotates. At the top, though, you're going to find either dead on, like parallel to the ground, or an A grip is going to be most natural. Don't do the pistol grip. I'm just going to say that right now. Pistol grip, kind of gay, like kind of weird. And that's like that thumb up grip and you're just right in here. What happens with this is that a lot of people really let loose with their lats. Everything falls apart. Also, you're arm barring yourself every time it goes down. So like, that's kind of dumb, crazy. When I get set up, I find personally for me, that A grip, and when I say A grip, imagine the capital letter A, right? That's the grip I go with. Now, when I hike it back, sometimes I'll go thumb back, right? If I'm doing two kettlebells, I'll go A grip all the way back, or V grip on the way back, right? So you got V grip, which is making the V, or A grip making the A. Pick whichever one is most comfortable to you. Play around with them. Again, personal preference on that. Whatever you do, don't go straight fucking like trying to go gladiator grip with the thumbs down or pistol grip with the thumbs up. A grip or V grip. You can go flat if you want to, if you're weird like that, I guess. Very few people I've seen actually keep it perfectly flat the entire time. So what the fuck ever. Here we go. Sit back into that hinge. Both hands on the bell. Slide my arm up. Get my comfortable grip. A grip this time for now, but it's going to be V as I go back. And I get a nice hike. Now, you'll notice this arm I was using for the demo there is working through and just coming up into that on guard position. If you look super closely with my grip, I'm going thumb down on the way down into that V grip and then coming up into neutral. That's just what is most comfortable for me. It's what I've been doing for years, so it's what works. Again, pick which one works. But you'll notice at the bottom, We're not seeing a ton of extra rotation, right? My eyes are still down, just like the two-handed swing. I want it to look as much like my two-handed swing as possible from that side view as I'm going back. And I'm being patient, letting that bell come down. From the side where you can see the working arm, hands on the bell, I'm packing that lat, being connected first. Now, again, you'll notice at the top, I'm staying connected. That bell is really starting to fly up. It's coming down, attacking my zipper. The backswing, everything should look very similar to the two-handed swing, only now we're doing it with one hand. Easy peasy. From the front, just so you can see what this looks like. Foot, foot, because, say it with me now, setup is our first rep and our last rep. Perfect. You're a genius. Now, from here, one thing that you might want to do, didn't address this in the two-handed swing video, really comes apparent in the one-handed swings for whatever reason, is you got to worry about the inseam of your shorts. When you're attacking your zipper, right, if you got a low inseam, you got a ton of extra fabric here, you're going to catch that on the way in, and that's going to fuck with the rhythm and the range of motion. So in this case, you might want to roll your shorts up at least once, maybe twice. And this is why you'll notice, a lot of people when they are messing around with kettlebells for a while, they're wearing like Lululemon shorts or like, shorts that have a high crotch, very short inseam, because not they're trying to show off their junk, but they want all that fabric out of the way so they can play chicken with their nuts, get the bell as close as they can to their hips where the power is, and not fuck up their rhythm. So what this will look like in a one-handed swing is getting set up, hand on the bell, and down, like so. Now you'll notice, again, at the top, everything's kind of square. You see the bottom of the bell handle, it's all beat to shit because I've had these things for a few fucking years. But yeah, that's the one-handed swing, pretty simple. From a side view, if you want a 45 degree, just so you can, I don't know, see what else you need. Because this is really where, the one-handed swing, it matters more than the two-handed because you have more of that anti-rotation. But locked in right here. Now, if you pay close attention, my hand is not death gripping the bell, right? There's a little bit of a gap between my thumb, and I'm kind of monkey gripping like orangutan, swinging on a tree. That is one for hand preservation, preserving your calluses. Also, it's just easier on the grip, so you stay connected to the bell without having to fucking death grip it. Because when you're super tense, if you remember the irradiation principle from our hardstyle plank video, that's gonna tense everything else up here. And if your arm is supposed to be the chain, right, that connects the bell because your hips drive and your arm guides, if the arm is the chain, a tense chain isn't really effective. Now your arm is gonna be trying to lift it. So you're reducing the power from the hips. So being kind of looser with the arm and just minimal effective dose for that grip goes a long way. When it comes to the programming side of this, I'm demoing 5 reps because I'm talking in between. Start with 5s, really simple. Same with the two-handed swing. Get your 5s in. When you're ready, go up to 10 reps. You can go longer. For one-handed swings, grip becomes a limiting factor there. So like past 10 doesn't really, you're not gonna get that much. However, what you will find is that doing sets of 10 on the 30 becomes super fucking exhausting. That's, again, where that simple standard or sinister standard of doing 10 reps on the 30 for 5 minutes, you get 100 reps total, whether it's 32 kilos or 48 kilos if you're a dude, or 24 or 32 kilos if you are a female. That's the one that, you're gonna get a lot out of that, right? Because the grip goes up, the grip requirement goes up exponentially compared to the two-handed swing. You can feel, your grip go up with the two-handed swing. One-handed swing skyrockets it. So 5 reps or 10 reps on the minute, on the 30, however long it takes you to recover. We go over some of this stuff in the programming, but be mindful of that when you're going through these and you're adding them to your workout. That is the one-handed kettlebell swing. Catch you in the next video.